Hello and welcome to the Kashmir Notebook, a special frontline broadcast with Gowhar Geelani. This is the 8th episode of the series, which began in April this year. This time around, we have a guest, Mr. Imran Nabi Dar, who is the state spokesperson for the National Conference and also looks for South Kashmir's Kulgam constituency. Kulgam is his hometown. Welcome to the show, Imran.
Thank you.
Imran, you look after the party affairs, party communication, media, you handle the media as well. And you were recently nominated for the Rajya Sabha. And according to your own statements and some of your tweets, in which you alleged that some voters from the PDP, People's Democratic Party, or other parties, they either remained abstained or cross-voted to ensure that you did not win your seat. These are your allegations, but there are counter allegations from your detractors, political detractors, including the Sajjad Lone-led People's Conference, who actually remained absent from the voting process. But they say that it is actually the National Conference which ensured your defeat. What do you have to say about your own allegations and also the counter arguments?
It's a figment of imagination what Mr. Lone has been saying. He, of all the people, should be the last person to speak on Rajya Sabha elections, because he was the first person who actually opened a window of opportunity for the right-wing BJP. He ensured that the BJP candidate, Mr. Sach Sharma, doesn't get his vote, doesn't get our vote. So that is, he has to answer his own conscience to it, and he has to answer to his electorate who voted for him, knowing that Mr. Lone would stop the right-wing, the storm that all have withered in all these years. Unfortunately, for Mr. Lone, our remembrance is not that weak, and we remember how he has bailed out BJP, and now it is laughable that he is questioning National Conference, which is the only party right now which is standing up to BJP bruteness, not only in Kashmir, in Jammu also. If you remember, you have to understand, I have been explaining this to many people about how complex the Rajya Sabha elections were. We could have easily, if we wanted to help out BJP, we could have easily, bypassed. We could have just ignored and this election, and we could have easily not put out our candidate on the 4th seat and giving a easy way out to the
safe passage,
giving a easy way out to the BJP candidate. But we gave them a fight, and I'm proud that my party, first they nominated my name, and then they went ahead and out of their ways tried to campaign for the 4th seat. But unfortunately, it is not to be. Elections are like that. You win some and you lose some. It is part and parcel of the game. Having said that, we need to understand the dynamics of this Rajya Sabha elections. When I said that there are apprehensions about non-HC voters who have not voted, I have proof to it. As far as National Conference MLAs are concerned, there is absolutely no question whatsoever that National Conference MLAs have cross-voted. Let me complete.
Okay.
You have to understand, whenever in these elections, all registered parties are supposed to appoint an election agent who verifies whether the MLA has casted his vote according to the whip of the party. And as the major regional party, NC had already appointed whip was already issued, but we have already appointed the election agent who was verifying all the MLAs before they would cast their vote. Same is the case with BJP. Even BJP had their agent. Then Congress also had their agent. PDP was supposed to have its agent. And still, I fail to understand what stopped them from appointing an election agent, because PDP is also a recognized party, and it was supposed to show, the 3 MLAs, they were supposed to show their voting slip to the agent in order to confirm, in order to ensure that their party is voting according to the whip that was issued by the PDP Supremo.
Okay, Imran, let's move on. We have known you in the journalistic fraternity first as a colleague because you come
Yeah.
from the journalistic background and you work for the newspapers and you have studied mass communication. So you understand the communication between media and the political parties. So I wanted to understand from you that 1 year has passed. Now your government, the NC-led government, is in its second year. And of course, you have said that all the promises that have been made, the manifesto cannot be completed in 1 year
1 year.
time. So, but at least can you say with confidence that at least 25% or 20% of what you have promised has been met in terms of concrete, not in terms of social welfare, what has been done in social welfare or providing free electricity, but on the concrete issues that are closer to people's hearts and for which people actually, or your electorate voted for your party. Why I'm saying this is because one of your own MPs, Member of Parliament, Mr. Aga Ruhullah Mehdi, has been very critical voice, raising some critical issues with regards to Article 370 abrogation and its restoration, and also rationalization on reservation. So these are two major issues. What you have to say, A, to the criticism within your own party and also the expectation of your electorate.
I would request you. We have the list of the work that has been done in the last 10 to 11 months. We have compiled that list, and I would request you, whenever you air this interview, please, along with this frame, put that the list out also, so that people should also know the kind of work that has been done in the last 10 or 11 months. I agree with you. It is not practically humanly possible that the manifesto will be done. Will ensure that the 25 promises and the 12 guarantees that have been committed in the election manifesto will be done in 1 year. It is next to impossible, and nowhere in the country, if you go, it is not only Jammu and Kashmir, anywhere you go, all the manifestos are meant for 5 years. But still, we are working on it, and our primary objective, that as concerning your question with Mr. Ruhla about whether this government is serious about restoration, uh, is that National Conference MLAs, along with all the non-BJP MLAs in the assembly, they passed a unanimous resolution condemning the illegal abrogation of our special rights, and across the party lines except BJP, everybody supported that resolution, and that resolution was brought by National Conference, which we had promised in our manifesto. So that is first promise that has been completed. Another promise was that we would ensure to work for restoration of statehood, and statehood has in itself been made a big issue by BJP itself, because BJP made not only once but n number of times BJP has been saying that we will give statehood, and it is our right. The Home Minister has made a commitment on the floor of the Parliament. The Prime Minister has said it not once but twice when he addressed election rallies, that the statehood will be returned. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't. If J&K would have had a BJP government, then I'm sure that we would have been given statehood a year back.
Imran, I don't believe in interrupting because whatever you said, or I quoted you in my story where we listed all the achievements that you're talking about, whether that was in social welfare, marriage assistance scheme, or free rides for women in buses. Everything you said, we included it in
Mm.
our report. So, but my question still remains. There is a very strong voice within your own party who is a well-respected religious leader as well as a parliamentarian, and he has been constantly saying that your party is not showing seriousness with regards to restoration of Article 370 or statehood, and especially on reservation. These are the two important issues I'm coming back.
I don't understand in what context he said the party is not showing seriousness, because the party has itself, I reiterate, I repeat my words, that
Mhm.
party has done what it had promised, that the first business that we will do is we'll pass a resolution condemning the August 5 2019 acts. So that is what we have been. Nowhere in our election manifesto, in our rallies, have we said that we will get back Article 370 because it is not in our domain. We have clearly said that we'll continue to fight for its restoration within and outside the courts. And this
So
is
what have you been doing outside the courts? If the court has given a verdict, Supreme Court has already passed a verdict, and you were referring to some political statements made at the highest level in Delhi, but there has been no timeline given. It's been already 6 years. So what are like ABC? What are the three things that you have done outside the courts?
See, first of all, we don't believe in agitation. National Conference will never agitate over it. We have said this n number of times that we have the people of Jammu and Kashmir have seen enough bloodshed, and we don't want to put people at harm's length in any ways. So we do not believe in bringing out people and telling them to go out and protest.
So you're meaning street protest is out of question?
Yes, there is no possibility of any street protest because it has not given us anything.
Okay.
So my party's understanding is that we will continue to fight on it, as I mentioned, in different ways that we find are appropriate and are within the domain of civility and are the domain of legality. As far as our stance on 370 is concerned, we will continue to fight for it legally also, and we are right now having a discussion on it, how we will proceed against it. Plus, if you must have noticed, all our ministers and in fact our chief minister has made it absolutely clear that National Conference has not given up on restoration of Article 370 because it is something that we believe was intrinsic to Jammu and Kashmir, in the sense that it is not something that has created any issue of sovereignty with the rest of the country, because the law itself was discussed over a period of, I think, 6 months. There was back and forth letters going on at that point of time when this promulgation was brought into our constitution. So it doesn't hinder in any case with the sovereignty. Plus, the narrative that was spread by BJP regarding terrorism or other such incidents, that it promoted terrorism, is another fallacy that has completely shattered, because now we are also witnessing incidents after 6 years of abrogation of Article 370. Incidents.
Pahalgam, Delhi.
Yes, Pahalgam I, in my 35 years, never witnessed such a brutal and such a heinous crime in Jammu and Kashmir, where innocent tourists were gunned down like that. So the idea and the logic that was given by BJP and that was propagated across the country, that 370 was the main root cause of terrorism, actually was a big lie given to the people. So that also we have there also the National Conference stands and Jammu and Kashmir stands justified in its stance that Article 370 was for the betterment of people of Jammu and Kashmir, irrespective of the religion that they come from. Because you have to understand, I'll just give one single instance about how 370 was beneficial. If you do an analysis of the weaker sections among the Hindu society, the Dalit section, and go and do, I request the media to just visit areas in Jammu where you have majority Dalit population. Just see their lifestyle and compare it with the lifestyle of the Dalits in the rest of the country. You would see a sea change between them. They are empowered, they are educated, they have their own houses, they are working, they have government jobs, they are doctors, they're engineers. Why? Because of Article 370, because of land to tiller, because of the revolutionary reforms that were brought in by Sher Kashmir Sheikh Mohammed Abdullah, that lifted millions of people out of poverty, including Hindus also. So that logic, that premise, that narrative that 370 helped only Muslims also falls flat in that, if you look at it through that prism. But unfortunately, we don't want to look into the facts.
So Imran, let's come to another issue. Like your own party, we have been saying it. that you have a history of over 90 years. This is not a party which just came into being um, 3 decades ago or 4 decades ago. It has a history of over 9 decades. In fact, from 1931, then it was rechristened from All Jammu and Kashmir Muslim Conference to National Conference in 1939. So from 1939, there is a history of Quit Kashmir movement against the Dogra. So this brings me to a question that a party which actually started as a political movement and which gave some slogans to Kashmir, and also the land to tiller reforms, which you alluded to without mentioning it when you mentioned Sheikh Abdullah. So now this party has seen not only the abrogation of Article 370 or the taking away withdrawal of special status, but there is also now the termination of government employees. Every other week you see termination of government employees, which many detractors are saying is unilateral, because there's an order coming, such as such an act is invoked, and a government employee is terminated, and there is no way that a person has.
We do not agree with this.
But you are in power. I know it's not in your hands.
Yeah, we have been. If you must have read the news reports, Honorable Chief Minister has made it n number of times. He has absolutely made it clear that this termination of employees, the way that is being done, is completely unethical, and in principle, it should not be like that, because you do not give the other person the chance to present his case. So it is unilateral, and we do not agree with it. Unfortunately, there are certain areas where the elected government cannot intervene, and this is one
such as law and order.
And this is one such area where we have zero interference. And but as I said it earlier also, we do not agree with these things, and we believe that everybody deserves a chance to put out their version of the story.
So from a voter's point of view, the person who has voted for you, not your traditional voter, but someone who thought that National Conference will bring some change. So if that voter right now asks a question, what has changed when the National Conference has been in the government? For when terminations continue, when special status is not returned, when other things do not happen. So do you see there is some kind of despondency and some kind of indifference?
It's not about the voters only. It's about people who are elected representatives. They are also sometimes feeling helpless, in the sense that there are things that we had promised people that we would deliver, but unfortunately that is not happening. And it's a fault where you cannot blame National Conference, because you understand the challenges that we are going through. Unfortunately for us, and unfortunately for Jammu and Kashmir, National Conference had formed a government with a very good majority. BJP, when delimitation, they said that three things they have to do. First, delimitation has to happen. After that, it should be followed by elections. Both delimitation happened. And if you remember, delimitation also where there was gerrymandering of constituencies. They increased 6 constituencies in Jammu and only 1 constituency in Kashmir, whereas the population ratio was higher in Kashmir. So we should have gotten more seats. That didn't happen. They made constituencies where certain areas were taken out from different areas, and deliberately, and some areas were mixed to give a homogeneous nature
character
of a particular society. So they did everything. Then the elections happened. Then the third thing that was supposed to happen was the statehood. And we are also clueless as to why this third step, why they are not doing this.
So this brings me to another question, is about feeling of dispossession, in terms of when an elected representative who is member of legislative assembly, who wins votes and is chosen by the electorate voters, is also feeling helpless or dispossessed, that he or she cannot change certain things when it comes to law and order, when it comes to termination of employees, or when it comes to these bigger issues. So what is the path ahead? How do you see the future?
It's not about the voters only. It's about people who are elected representatives. They are also sometimes feeling helpless, in the sense that there are things that we had promised people that we would deliver, but unfortunately that is not happening. And it's a fault where you cannot blame National Conference. I think the only way ahead is to struggle. I mean, we have to peacefully put our word forward. That is our mantra. That is national conference, and we will continue to raise this issue in wherever forum that is available to us. Fortunately, these three Rajya Sabha seats that have uh, gone to national conference, Katie, and we are hopeful that these three MPs would raise these particular issues in the highest forum, and we are hopeful that our voices will be heard there, along within Rajya Sabha and along with Lok Sabha also, where we have two MPs, and we are hopeful that these five of our member parliaments would raise these issues at the highest forum in the country, where country will be forced to take note of the problems that we are facing.
Okay, so one more question. Your detractors are also saying, especially your political detractors, that Omar Abdullah on record said that first he will not contest elections if Jammu and Kashmir remains a federally administered territory. And then he said, even if he wins elections, he will not become a chief minister of he used the word municipality, or a state which is disempowered, which does not, where he does not enjoy powers. But he did both. He fought elections and he also is the chief minister. So now he is the chief minister, in his own words, of a disempowered assembly. So how are you seeing, him being at the helm and not being able to do certain things which he would have otherwise achieved?
We forced him.
Okay.
The workers and the leaders. We wanted Umar Saab to lead us.
Okay.
Personally, he might have decided something else, but we wanted Umar Abdullah to take a lead right now. And on our insistence, he fought these elections. And he's leading us, and he's leading us capably. And I'm 100% sure that he is the best person to take us out right now of this chaos and conundrum that we are going through. There is no one else that could take Jammu and Kashmir to safer shores except Umar Abdullah.
But you're yourself saying that certain things are not in your control because the it's an act of parliament, Indian parliament. It's not something that the J&K assembly or one political party, PDP or PC or any or NC, can resolve. So if there is, like, you are totally disempowered in this regard. And also, if I go back and contextualize the whole thing, that Jammu and Kashmir not only lost the Sadr Riyasat, the constitutional post of Sadr Riyasat, or the Prime Minister, Wazir Azam, and then the special status, and then Article 370, and then your own flag, and also a separate constitution. So, I mean, if you look at the history of last 7 decades, it's only that people see it as losses, losses. There's no achievement.
I would just give a context to what you have just said. If you remember, there were two Supreme Court judgments that had given Article 370 a permanent status in 2018, and I think, if I'm not wrong, 2001 or 1998. There were two or three judgments which had sort of said that Article 370 has now acquired permanent status. Even after that, it had come from the highest court, the Supreme. There was I think, 3-bench judge had given these judgments. Even after that, BJP didn't stop, and BJP started when they had only 2 MPs in the country. They started it. They started this process.
Manifesto.
They started this process. So we will also do this. We will also do the same thing. We also believe that this particular government that is working right now with a particular ideology, they will also not remain there forever. So it's a fight, and we understand it's a long drawn fight. But the best thing is that we are ready to fight this long fight.
So, two last questions. One is about what is going to be the future of your party's relationship with your own MP, Ruhollah Mehdi. First, if you answer this, then I'll ask the last question.
No, I mean, there is only he can answer this question. Mehdi Saab is a respected 3-time legislator, senior leader of the National Conference. He has been the chief spokesperson of the party. I have worked with him. I have immense respect for him. But the kind of actions that he has taken, only he can explain it, why he's doing this. When he said that he would not campaign in the Badgam
by polls recently,
but he said that he would vote, but he didn't even vote. He left the country, and only he can answer this. I have no answer. I
But
cannot
he's
speak
saying
for.
that he cannot betray the trust that people
So that
repose
that
in.
we have that I have already answered.
Hmm.
We what we promised, the first business that national conference government will do, it will pass a resolution, and we pass that resolution, and we are committed to ensure the return of our special rights, and we are working towards it.
So, Imran, I don't want to corner you. I just want to ask you one last question. Forget about the bigger issues right now. Forget about the Article 370 restoration or special status or bigger issues like reservation, rationalization. Uh, Two practical, parts. One, that you are in the government, but despite being in the government, you're not able to restore the gazetted holiday of your own party founder, Sheikh Mohammed Abdullah, and also July 13, the Martyrs' Day. So, are you so powerless that you can't even restore these holidays?
No, you also have to understand certain things, that
Because
the
you
structure.
took credit, sorry, you took credit when the academic calendar was restored back to October, November. You said that we
Yeah,
did this.
yeah.
So if you could do this, can't you do this? That's what I'm asking.
You have to understand there are certain rules that apply to UT. There are certain things that an elected government is supposed to do, whereas there are certain things that has to go through, that has to have an approval from the LG administration. These are laws that have
So
not
have you
been.
done something on this? What have you
We
done?
have already sent regarding the holidays. We have already sent a communication to the LG secretariat.
So what is the response?
There has been no response yet. So, but we are working on it, and we expect that he would sign the document. And because this has been sent to him, when anything that goes from the cabinet, it means that it has the will of the people.
Mhm.
And I'm sure he understands and he respects the will of the people. When we have asked him to pass this holiday issue, he is supposed to oblige, but so far there has been no response on this particular.
So what do you have to say to the allegations made by the political rivals that actually your government is cozying up with the BJP? This is the last question.
I don't understand where we have cozied up, and do they have any proof? If they are making this allegation, are there any proofs where you can say that this is what you have been doing, and this is what we have caught you red-handed, and that is why you're cozying up? There are no proofs. These are just allegations.
Okay, on that note, Imran, thank you very much for speaking to the front line.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you for having me.
So this was the 8th episode of the Kashmir Notebook. Hope you like it. And if you have any suggestions for the improvement of this program, please write to us. Thank you very much for watching.